The signal. Commander Diana Blackwood stood at the observation deck of the Stellar Research Station Omega, her dark eyes fixed on the shimmering anomaly that had appeared 12 hours ago. The phenomenon pulsed with an otherworldly blue light, defying all known laws of physics. Behind her, Dr. Marcus Rivera, the station's lead scientist, scrolled through readings on his tablet with trembling hands. "Commander, the signal's getting stronger," Marcus announced, his voice barely containing his excitement. "The pattern. It's definitely artificial. Whatever this is, it's trying to communicate." Diana ran her fingers through her silver-streaked black hair, a habit from her 20 years of service in the United Earth Space Command. At 45, she'd seen her share of unusual phenomena, but this was different. The anomaly had appeared without warning, and its energy signature matched nothing in their databases. "What do we know for certain?" she asked, turning to face the assembled team. Lieutenant Raj Patel, their communications specialist, stepped forward, his uniform crisp despite the late hour. "The signal repeats every 3.7 minutes. We've identified mathematical sequences that couldn't occur naturally. And there's something else." He hesitated, glancing at Marcus for confirmation. "We think it's an SOS." Before Diana could respond, the anomaly flared brilliantly, bathing the observation deck in azure light. A vessel emerged, its crystalline hull refracting starlight in impossible patterns. It was unlike any ship they'd ever encountered, organic yet geometric, beautiful yet alien in every sense. "Multiple hull breaches detected," announced Security Chief Olivia Santos, her hands flying over the tactical console. "Their power systems are failing. Commander, they won't survive another hour without assistance." Diana straightened her uniform. "Prepare the emergency docking protocols. Dr. Rivera, get medical ready. Lieutenant Patel, keep trying to establish communication." The alien vessel limped toward their station, trailing streams of glittering particles. As it drew closer, their computers finally managed to decode a transmission. A holographic image materialized in the center of the observation deck, a humanoid figure with opalescent skin and eyes that seemed to contain entire galaxies. "I am Princess Lyra of the Celestial Concordat," the figure announced, her voice carrying both authority and desperation. "My ship has been sabotaged. Those who seek to prevent an alliance between our peoples will arrive soon. Please, we need your help." Diana's mind raced through protocols, regulations, and potential consequences. First contact scenarios didn't usually involve rescued royalty or political intrigue. But as she looked at her crew's determined faces, she knew there was only one choice. "Your Highness, I'm Commander Diana Blackwood. We'll help you, but I need to know what we're up against." The hologram flickered as Princess Lyra's ship drew closer. "The shadowed circle believes that contact with humans will disrupt our society's carefully maintained harmony. They're wrong. Your species' adaptability, your creativity, they're exactly what we need to survive the coming darkness." As if in response to her words, the station's sensors screamed warnings. 3 vessels had appeared at the edge of their scanning range, their designs similar to Lyra's ship, but darker, more predatory. "Hostile ships on approach," Olivia reported. "Their weapons are armed, and their trajectories suggest attack formations." Diana turned to her crew, seeing the mix of fear and determination in their eyes. "This isn't what any of us expected when we woke up today. But right now, we're all that stands between a peaceful first contact and an interstellar incident. Marcus, get that docking procedure started. Olivia, power up our defense systems. Raj, send word to Earth Command, but they won't get here in time. We're on our own." Princess Lyra's hologram watched them work with visible fascination. "You adapt so quickly to new situations. You don't hesitate or wait for perfect solutions. This is why they fear you, and why we need you." The damaged alien vessel was nearly within docking range when the first energy blast from the pursuing ships lit up space. Diana watched her crew spring into action without hesitation, each person adapting to this unprecedented situation with remarkable speed. In that moment, she understood what Lyra meant about humanity's special qualities. "Your Highness," Diana said, a plan forming in her mind, "I think it's time we show your pursuers exactly why humanity has survived everything the universe has thrown at us so far. Raj, get me ship-wide communications. Everyone, prepare for emergency maneuvers. We're about to attempt something incredibly stupid and possibly brilliant." As alarms blared and her crew rushed to their stations, Diana couldn't help but smile. First contact scenarios had protocols, but humanity's greatest strength had always been knowing exactly when to throw the rulebook out the window. The real question was whether they could protect their alien visitor long enough to prove that sometimes the most dangerous thing in the universe isn't advanced technology or perfect harmony. It's human ingenuity unleashed. Trust and trials. The Stellar Research Station Omega shuddered as another energy blast glanced off its shields. In the control center, Commander Diana Blackwood watched the tactical display where 3 hostile vessels circled like predators, searching for weaknesses in their defenses. Princess Lyra's damaged ship now rested safely in their docking bay, but the danger was far from over. "Shield capacity at 63%, Olivia reported, her fingers dancing across the tactical console. "Their weapons are unlike anything we've encountered. Each hit degrades our shield matrix exponentially." Dr. Rivera looked up from his analysis station, his eyes wide with revelation. "Commander, I've been studying their attack pattern. The energy signature. It's not just weapons fire. They're trying to create a resonance cascade in our shield harmonics." "In English, Marcus," Diana demanded, though she already suspected where this was going. "They're not trying to break through our shields," he explained. "They're trying to make our own defensive systems collapse from within. It's brilliant, actually. Their entire technology seems based on perfect mathematical harmonies." Princess Lyra, who had insisted on remaining on the bridge despite the danger, stepped forward. Her opalescent skin seemed to pulse with its own inner light. "The shadowed circle believes in perfect order above all else. They seek to impose harmony through force." Lieutenant Patel suddenly straightened at his communication station. "Commander, I'm detecting unusual readings from their ships. They're singing." "Not singing," Lyra corrected. "They're generating harmony waves. When perfectly aligned, they can tear apart any defense system, any structure, even organic matter itself. My people developed this technology over centuries of pursuing perfect synchronization." Diana watched the enemy ships moving into a triangular formation, their positions precise to the millimeter. "Then we'll just have to introduce a little chaos into their perfect system. Olivia, prepare to drop shields on my mark." "Commander." Olivia's voice carried equal parts shock and trust. "Dr. Rivera, you said their technology relies on perfect mathematical harmonies. What happens to a harmony when you introduce random elements?" Marcus's eyes lit up with understanding. "It becomes discord. But Commander, dropping our shields will give us exactly one chance to disrupt their attack formation," Diana finished. "Lieutenant Patel, prepare to broadcast on all frequencies. I want you to transmit the most chaotic, unpredictable signal pattern you can generate." "What about music?" Raj suggested, his fingers already moving across his console. "Jazz specifically. John Coltrane's later works. Pure improvisation, mathematically unpredictable." Princess Lyra watched the humans work with growing fascination. "You would deliberately introduce imperfection as a defense. This is why they fear you. Why they fear what contact with humanity might do to our carefully ordered society." "Sometimes imperfection is the perfect solution," Diana replied. "Everyone ready? Olivia, shields down in 3, 2, 1. The station's shields dropped just as the enemy ships unleashed their harmony wave attack. Simultaneously, Raj broadcast his improvised signal. The effect was immediate and spectacular. The perfectly aligned energy beams wavered, their mathematical precision disrupted by the chaotic jazz rhythms interfering with their harmonics. "Their formation is breaking down," Olivia reported with barely contained excitement. Shield systems are destabilizing across all three vessels. Diana allowed herself a small smile. Now, Olivia, show them why humans don't rely on perfect harmony. The station's defensive systems roared to life, but instead of the precise, coordinated attack the enemy expected, Olivia implemented random firing patterns. Each shot came at unpredictable intervals, from unexpected angles. The enemy ships, their systems optimized for perfect coordination, struggled to adapt to the deliberate chaos. Their shields are failing, Marcus announced. The disruption is cascading through their systems. They relied so heavily on synchronization that they never developed defenses against asymmetric warfare. Princess Lyra watched in amazement as the supposedly inferior human station systematically dismantled the advanced alien warships. You turned their greatest strength into a weakness. Instead of trying to match their perfection, you embraced imperfection as a strategy. Humanity learned long ago that perfection can be a trap, Diana explained. Evolution, innovation, survival, they all require adaptation, and adaptation requires imperfection. Room to grow, to change, to improve. The enemy ships, their perfect harmony shattered, began to retreat. Their once precise formation had devolved into a chaotic scramble for safety. As they disappeared into faster-than-light travel, Diana turned to her crew. Status report. Minor damage to outer hull sections, Olivia reported. Nothing we can't handle. But Commander, they'll be back. And next time, they'll be ready for our tricks. Let them come, Diana said firmly. We'll have new tricks ready. That's another thing about humans. We're really good at improvising. Princess Lyra stepped to the observation window, her ethereal features reflecting the starlight. My people have spent generations pursuing perfection, eliminating chaos, seeking absolute harmony. But watching you embrace imperfection as a strength, perhaps we have been wrong about what true advancement means. Diana joined her at the window. The battle's over, Your Highness, but I suspect our real challenges are just beginning. The question is, are you ready to help your people learn that sometimes the most perfect solution is allowing yourself to be a little bit imperfect? As the station's crew began repairs and prepared for whatever challenges lay ahead, Diana couldn't help but wonder if this encounter would change not just Princess Lyra's people, but humanity as well. Sometimes the greatest discoveries came not from achieving perfection, but from learning to embrace the beautiful chaos of possibility. Hidden truths. In the aftermath of the battle, the stellar research station Omega hummed with activity as repair crews worked to strengthen their defenses. Dr. Marcus Rivera sat in his lab, surrounded by holographic displays showing data from Princess Lyra's damaged ship. His eyes widened as he decoded another layer of information hidden in the ship's quantum memory banks. Commander Blackwood, he called over the intercom, his voice tight with urgency. You need to see this. Bring the princess. Minutes later, Diana and Lyra arrived at the lab, followed by Lieutenant Patel and Security Chief Santos. Marcus gestured to the central display where complex patterns shifted and merged. I've been analyzing the attack patterns of the shadowed circle ships, he explained. There's something we missed. The harmony waves they used. They weren't just weapons. They were carrying encoded data. Lyra stepped closer to the display, her otherworldly eyes narrowing. That's impossible. The harmony protocol is sacred. Using it for hidden communication would be a violation of your most fundamental laws. Diana finished, which might explain why they chose to hide their messages there. What did you find, Marcus? The scientist manipulated the display, revealing layers of encrypted information. Their coordinates, hundreds of them, each targeting what appears to be a human settlement or research facility. But some of these places aren't on any public record. Olivia moved to a secondary console, her security training kicking in. He's right. I'm cross-referencing the coordinates. Most match known colonies, but at least 30% are classified locations, places that shouldn't exist in any alien database. A spy, Diana said quietly. They have someone feeding them information about Earth's defenses. Lyra's luminescent skin paled. No, it's worse than that. The Shadowed Circle. They're not just trying to prevent contact between our peoples. They're preparing for invasion. Raj, who had been silent until now, spoke up from his station. The jazz disruption. When we interrupted their harmony, we didn't just break their attack formation. We intercepted their entire command and control network. Diana turned to Lyra, her expression grave. Your Highness, I need the truth. All of it. Why did you really come to us? The alien princess was quiet for a long moment, her internal light dimming slightly. My people have achieved near perfection in our development, but that perfection has become stagnation. We no longer innovate, no longer grow. The Shadowed Circle believes the solution is to eliminate all sources of chaos in the galaxy, starting with humanity. Because we're unpredictable, Diana said. Because we embrace change. Because you thrive on it, Lyra corrected. My father, the High Harmonist, saw this as an opportunity. He believed an alliance with humans could revitalize our civilization. But the Shadowed Circle staged a coup. She faltered, and for the first time, they saw genuine grief in her alien features. They killed him. Claimed he died in a harmony accident. I barely escaped with proof of their plans, but I couldn't decrypt it alone. I needed human chaos to break their perfect patterns. Marcus pulled up another display, this one showing a countdown. According to these transmissions, we have less than 48 hours before their main fleet launches. Once they begin their harmony cascade, they'll be able to disable any technology that doesn't match their perfect frequencies. Then we need to be imperfect, Diana said firmly. Dr. Rivera, work with Lieutenant Patel. I want to know everything about how their harmony technology works. Olivia, get me a secure channel to Earth Command. They need to know what's coming. It won't be enough, Lyra said softly. The Shadowed Circle has spent years preparing for this. Their fleet is vast, their harmony weapons perfectly tuned. Even if you warn every human settlement, you can't defend against their level of coordination. Diana smiled, a plan already forming. Then we don't defend. We attack. But not with weapons, with chaos itself. Your people have spent generations eliminating randomness, becoming perfectly predictable in their perfection. But humanity, we're really good at being unpredictable. She turned to her crew, seeing the same determination in their eyes. Marcus, I need you to analyze that harmony technology. Find its foundations, its basic principles. Raj, start collecting music. Not just jazz, but everything. Folk songs, rock, electronic, anything with irregular patterns. Olivia, map out every frequency they consider imperfect. What are you planning? Lyra asked, a mix of hope and fear in her voice. Your people tried to eliminate chaos from the universe, Diana explained. But chaos isn't just random disorder. It's the force that drives evolution, that sparks creativity, that makes life itself possible. You've shown us the power of harmony. Now we're going to show you the power of beautiful imperfection. As her crew sprang into action, Diana gazed out at the stars, knowing that somewhere out there, a fleet of perfect ships was preparing to eliminate humanity's creative chaos from the galaxy. But they had forgotten something crucial about humans. When faced with impossible odds, they didn't seek perfect solutions. They innovated, adapted, and found strength in their very imperfections. The real question was whether they could prove that the universe needed both harmony and chaos before the Shadowed Circle's perfect order destroyed everything that made life worth living. Breaking point. Alarms blared throughout Stellar Research Station Omega as the first wave of the Shadowed Circle's fleet emerged from faster-than-light travel. The perfect formation of crystalline ships filled the viewport, their synchronized movements creating an ethereal dance against the backdrop of space. Commander Diana Blackwood stood at the station's command center, surrounded by holographic displays showing incoming data. Dr. Marcus Rivera's voice crackled over the comm system, tense but determined. The harmonic disruptors are ready. he reported from the engineering lab. But Commander, we've never tested anything like this at this scale. The power requirements alone could overload our entire grid. Diana watched as more enemy ships appeared, their formation growing into a vast geometric pattern. What's the alternative, Marcus? Let them impose their perfect order on every human world. Lieutenant Raj Patel worked furiously at his console, fingers dancing across the controls. Broadcasting array primed. I've loaded every piece of music we discussed. Jazz, rock, classical, folk songs from 30 cultures, all chosen for their unpredictable patterns. Their fleet is approaching optimal attack range, Olivia reported from Tactical. Energy readings suggest they're charging their harmony weapons. Whatever we're going to do, we need to do it now. Princess Lyra, who had spent the last day helping them understand her people's technology, stepped forward. Her opalescent skin reflected the emergency lights, creating a kaleidoscope of colors. Commander, there's something you should know. If this works, it won't just disrupt their weapons. It could fundamentally alter my people's technology, maybe even our biology. We've been synchronized with perfect harmony for so long. We can abort, Diana offered, recognizing the weight of what they were about to attempt. Try to evacuate as many human colonies as possible. Lyra straightened, her alien features set with determination. No, my father believed our perfection had become our prison. Perhaps it's time we learn to embrace a little chaos. The enemy fleet moved into attack position, their ships forming a massive lattice structure that seemed to defy physics. Energy began to pulse between the vessels, building toward a harmony cascade that would disable every piece of human technology within range. They're broadcasting a message, Raj announced. Text only. Diana nodded. Let's hear their demands. The words appeared on the main screen. Surrender your station and the traitor princess. Your species' unpredictability is a threat to universal harmony. Resistance will result in immediate elimination. Well, Diana said with a grim smile, let's show them just how unpredictable we can be. Marcus, start the sequence. Raj, broadcast on all frequencies. Olivia, be ready with emergency power distribution. Everyone else, brace for impact. The station's newly modified systems hummed to life. From its external arrays, a complex web of sound and energy began to pulse outward. Jazz solos merged with classical symphonies, rock rhythms intertwined with ancient folk melodies. Each piece of music had been specifically chosen for its departure from perfect mathematical patterns. The effect on the enemy fleet was immediate and stunning. Their perfect lattice formation began to waver as the chaotic harmonies interfered with their synchronization. Ships struggled to maintain position as their harmony-based systems encountered patterns they were never designed to process. It's working, Marcus shouted over the comm. Their formation is breaking down. Their harmony cascade is destabilizing. But victory wouldn't come easily. The station's power grid groaned under the strain of broadcasting their disruption signal. Warning lights flashed across every console as systems approached their breaking point. Hull breach on Deck 7, Olivia reported. Power fluctuations in all sectors. We can't maintain this level of output. Reroute everything we've got, Diana ordered. Life support to minimum. We just need a few more minutes. Through the viewport, they watched as the perfect order of the Shadowed Circle's fleet dissolved into chaos. Ships collided as their precision navigation failed. Others sparked with energy discharges as their harmony-based technology went haywire. But the station was failing too. Conduits burst in showers of sparks as the power grid overloaded. The deck plating vibrated with dangerous resonance frequencies. They were destroying themselves in their effort to save humanity. Commander, Marcus called out, his voice barely audible over the sound of failing systems. The harmonics are reaching critical levels. If we don't shut down soon, we'll tear the station apart. Diana looked at her crew, seeing the exhaustion and determination on their faces. They had pushed themselves and their technology to the absolute limit, gambling everything on the hope that imperfection could triumph over perfect order. Status of the enemy fleet, she demanded. 70% of their ships have lost formation, Olivia reported. The rest are. She never finished her sentence. A blinding flash filled the viewport as the enemy fleet's harmony cascade collapsed in on itself. The perfectly ordered energy that was meant to disable human technology had been transformed by their chaotic broadcast into a wave of pure disorder. All hands, brace for impact. Diana shouted as the wave approached the station. This was the moment that would determine whether their gamble had paid off or if they had just witnessed the prelude to their own destruction. The wave hit, and for a moment, everything went dark. Unity's dawn. When the emergency lights flickered back on in Stellar Research Station Omega, Commander Diana Blackwood's first thought was for her crew. She pulled herself up from where the impact had thrown her, checking the silent bridge for signs of life. "Status report," she called out, her voice hoarse. "Everyone's still with me." One by one, her crew responded. Olivia dragged herself back to the tactical station, while Raj worked to restore communications. Dr. Marcus Rivera's voice came weakly over the damaged intercom system from his lab. "Commander, you need to see this," he managed, wonder evident in his tone. Through the viewport, the scene left them speechless. The once perfect fleet of the Shadowed Circle had been transformed. Their crystalline ships now pulsed with swirling patterns of light, each vessel unique in its chaos. The rigid geometric formations were gone, replaced by an organic, almost dance-like arrangement. "Their ships," Princess Lyra whispered, her own form seeming to shimmer with new variations of color. The harmony cascade, it didn't destroy them. It changed them. Marcus's readings confirmed it. The chaotic frequencies we broadcast didn't just disrupt their systems, they rewrote them. Their technology is adapting, finding new patterns that incorporate both order and chaos. "We're receiving transmissions from the fleet," Raj announced, surprise evident in his voice. "Multiple signals, all different. They're not speaking in unison anymore." Diana exchanged glances with Lyra. "Can we respond?" The main screen flickered to life, showing the bridge of what appeared to be the Shadowed Circle's flagship. But instead of the perfect, synchronized crew they expected, they saw individuals struggling to understand their transformed reality. Their once identical appearances had shifted, each now showing subtle variations in color and form. The fleet commander, his perfectly ordered features now rippling with waves of iridescence, addressed them. This is impossible. Our harmony, our perfection. What have you done to us?" "We showed you a different kind of perfection," Diana replied calmly. "One that embraces change instead of fearing it." Lyra stepped forward, her presence commanding attention. "Look at yourselves. Look at your ships. You're not broken. You're evolving. Just as my father believed we could. Just as we must if our civilization is to survive." The transformation wasn't limited to the fleet. Reports began flowing in from across the station as they restored communications. The harmony wave, altered by their chaotic broadcast, had affected every piece of celestial technology it touched. But instead of destroying it, it had sparked a kind of technological evolution. "The quantum matrices are reconfiguring themselves," Marcus reported excitedly. "They're finding new patterns, incorporating random elements into their base code. It's like they're learning to improvise." Diana watched as the enemy fleet, now transformed, began to move in new ways. Their formations flowed like schools of fish, maintaining coordination while allowing for individual variation. It was a dance of order and chaos, precision and creativity. "Your Highness," the fleet commander addressed Lyra, his voice heavy with realization. "The archives spoke of a time before the Great Harmonization, when our people still knew how to adapt. We thought we had achieved perfection by eliminating chaos, but we had only trapped ourselves in stasis. And now?" Lyra asked. "Now we must learn again. Perhaps," he glanced at Diana and her crew, "perhaps humanity can teach us how to balance harmony with change." Diana stepped forward. "We're willing to help, but not as superiors or inferiors. As equals, each bringing our own strengths to the alliance. Humanity's adaptability and creativity, combined with your technology and precision. Imagine what we could achieve together. The next hours were filled with activity as both sides began to understand the full implications of what had occurred. The station's human crew worked alongside their former enemies, helping them adapt to their new reality while learning from their transformed technology. In her private quarters, Diana found Princess Lyra staring out at the changed fleet, her expression thoughtful. Having second thoughts? Diana asked. Lyra turned, a smile playing across her luminescent features. No. For the first time in generations, my people are truly alive. Watch. She gestured to where the crystalline ships were executing maneuvers that would have been impossible in their previous state. Each vessel moved with both precision and creativity, maintaining formation while expressing individual variation. Your people taught us something crucial, Lyra continued. True perfection isn't about eliminating flaws or enforcing absolute harmony. It's about finding strength in adaptation, beauty in imperfection, and growth in change. Diana nodded, watching as human shuttles moved between the transformed alien vessels, carrying teams of scientists and engineers eager to learn from each other. And your people reminded us that there's value in harmony too. Maybe the real answer was never about choosing between order and chaos, but about finding the perfect balance between them. Lyra finished. A new kind of harmony, one that embraces change instead of resisting it. As the stars wheeled overhead, human and alien worked together to forge something unprecedented, a future that combined the best of both their natures. The Stellar Research Station Omega, once a simple outpost on the edge of human space, had become the birthplace of a revolution that would transform two civilizations. And it had all started because an alien princess believed that humanity's greatest flaw, its wonderful, unpredictable chaos, might just be its greatest gift to the universe.